want to learn.
Hey, good morning, scholars and staff. It is time to go ahead and get started. It is 7:29 here on Thursday, January 27th. Hope you are doing well this morning. So good to see your smiling faces this morning as you entered into the building. Got a couple things to review with you today on morning announcements, but it is going to be a great day here in the Eagles Nest as we charge forward to Friday, as we have 2 days left here in the Eagles Nest. Hey, let's make sure that we are following our Fairview 5, right? That means we're actively listening to the speaker, keeping our hands and feet to ourselves, being kind to others with our words and actions, and doing our best. And always, as a reminder, making sure we're wearing our one cards, our masks over our mouth and nose, we're washing our hands, and we're also protecting that device, right? Bringing that and our charger to and from school each and every day to make sure that we can participate in the activities that we have in our classes if we are using our devices. Also, if you take a look, we're wearing a mask, over our mouth and nose at all times. And we've talked about this a little bit, right, about the whole body listening, right, and making sure that we're doing that not only with our hands and our feet and our eyes and our ears, but with our mouth, with our brain, with our heart, with our body, right, making sure that we're being kind to others, right, with our words and actions. And this one up top, right, cleaning up our area. That also means keeping our walls protected, right, keeping our hands and feet off of our paint and our walls upstairs, downstairs, in the gym, and everywhere else, right? The gym is coming along very well. If you haven't seen it yet, hopefully you will have that specials today or tomorrow so that you can be able to see that. But hopefully that will be completed soon. So we will have a brand new gym with a bunch of new paintings in there. It's going to be exciting to see. We'll look at it on morning announcements here next week. But with that being said, hey, let's jump right into our lesson for today. So we've been talking about Dr. King over the past couple of days and a little bit the week before remote week. And Dr. King, we know that his birthday we observe as a national holiday, right? Third Monday of January. We'll dive deeper as we've talked about those two terms of racial equity and racial segregation. Dive deeper into that beginning next Tuesday as we celebrate Black History Month beginning on February the 1st. So we'll talk a little bit more about those things. And we also talked about John Conyers and Edward Brooke. So I remind you about these two guys and about Dr. King every single day, because Dr. Martin Luther King Day doesn't happen, right, without these two gentlemen, right, pushing forward and saying, hey, we are going to make this happen. We believe in it. And even when the first time that they showed the bill, it got turned down, right? So they said, hey, we're not going to stop. We're not going to let that obstacle stop us. We're going to continue to do our best each day to make sure that happened. So just to review some points, let me get out of the way here. Just to review a couple of points, we talked the other day about maybe you didn't know that Dr. King was born as Michael and not Martin, and then his name got changed yesterday. We talked a little bit about, if you remember, that Dr. King entered college at age 15. Super impressive, at Morehouse College, right? Well, today we'll talk just a little bit about this. Maybe you didn't know that Dr. King's birthday, of course, is observed as a national holiday. So we know that it's the third Monday of every January. But did you know that there is only one other American in history that has their birthday as a national holiday, and that's that guy right there, George Washington. And you probably know him as the first president of the United States. So if anybody ever asks you, if you're ever on a game show one day and you got trivia and they're saying, who are the two people, the two Americans that have a national holiday, national federal holiday named after them, or celebrated their birthdays, it's two people. It's George Washington and Dr. Martin Luther King. So only two in the history of the United States since 1776. We only have two. So Dr. King is one of those. We dove deeper into some of his words this week, right, as we talked a little bit more about what these words mean, right? So Dr. King talked about the time is always right to do what is right. You can live by that example every single day. Yesterday, we talked about if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But by all means, keep moving, right? Always keep moving. Well, today, I love this quote, right? So it's on the left side of the screen, and it says, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. So I read an awesome example today. If you're in a really an all dark room, it's pitch black, you can't see anything, and you have a flashlight or if you have your phone and you put your phone flashlight on, that light will cut through the darkness. And if you have enough light, then the room becomes light and there is no more darkness, right? And so Dr. King is saying the same thing about hate. And what he means by hate, right, is like when I was growing up, my mother always said, don't say that word, right? Don't say the H word. Don't say hate, right? Because that's a very tough word and it just means something that brings people down. So you use hate with either your words or your actions. So Dr. King is saying that hate can only be driven out by one thing, which is love. Right? So love could be a couple of different things, right? Love is the way we speak to each other, the way we serve others. By saying thank you to somebody, you are loving on somebody else. Right. So it's not just giving flowers to somebody or giving chocolates on Valentine's Day. It's so much more than that, right? Love is the way we speak to each other and interact. So just a backstory on this, right? Dr. King said this quote in 1957. So he began to rise as a very popular person in about 1954, 55. So then he said this speech or gave this speech. It was a sermon actually that he preached in 1957 in Alabama at Dexter Avenue Church. But he reminds us, look at that last bullet point for today. Dr. King reminds us that it's usually through love, actionable love, that we are able to make a change. So as we end announcements today, let's talk about what actionable love means. I already talked about it just a little bit, but you simply, whether you're in first grade, fifth grade, fourth grade, whether you're in music, art, science, it doesn't matter. You can have actionable love by what you say, right? Using your words and actions in a kind way and by what you do each and every day. So one of those ways that you can show actionable love today is by simply saying thank you. So this week you've said thank you to the bus drivers. You've said thank you, hopefully, to our custodians. You've said thank you to our cafeteria workers. Hopefully yesterday you were able to say thank you to our teachers and our staff. If you haven't done that, make sure you're saying thank you to your awesome teachers today. But I simply want you today, when you go home, I want you to say thank you to mom, to dad, to aunt, uncle, grandma, granddad. I want you to say thank you to the people in your life that are helping you get to where you need to get to. So that still may be a teacher, or that may be somebody here on staff. So make sure you're saying thank you to them today as we celebrate the people in your life that are helping you get to your next level, right? I could list off about 12 people right now that are helping me get next level, right? So you're never too old or too young to take it next level. You're also never too old or too young to say thank you and to show that actionable love towards somebody else. Hey, it's 7:36. It's time to get after it today. Scholars, you've had a fantastic week in the Eagles Nest. Let's keep that momentum rolling as we just have 3 days left in January. Thursday, Friday, and Monday. So let's make sure we're finishing our January strong and marching right in to February, which is going to be a great month for us in the Eagles Nest. Hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you in action today. I'm looking forward to sitting beside some of you in class today. You can tell me what you're working on. I'd love to help you with what you're working on and watch your awesome teacher going after it today. So I can't wait to see you in class today. Looking forward to seeing you in action. And remember to be great, because you are great. Say thank you to somebody today and make sure you make today an awesome Thursday. Have a great day.